Did you know that there was a mental hospital in the United States that didn't just treat its patients, but erased who they were? On a fog-covered morning in West Virginia, a man stood before the massive iron gates of the Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum. He arrived with one simple hope to be healed, but without realizing it, he had just signed his own death warrant. Not the death of his body, but the death of his identity. Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum opened its doors in 1864. The building was enormous, nearly a quarter-mile long, designed to house 250 patients. But reality quickly spiraled out of control. War, poverty, and society's fear of different people flooded the asylum with inmates who weren't always mentally ill. Women considered too emotional. Children deemed disobedient. War veterans haunted by trauma. Even the homeless locked away simply for existing rooms meant for two held 10. Air became scarce. Hope disappeared. And slowly, madness began to grow. Not inside the patients, but inside the system itself. At the turn of the 20th century, mental health was barely understood. Doctors believed the mind could be fixed through force. Treatments resembled punishment. Patients were submerged in ice-cold water for hours until their bodies shook uncontrollably. Others were strapped to chairs for days to calm their thoughts. Primitive electroshock therapy was administered without anesthesia, but the most terrifying treatment of all was lobotomy. Lobotomy was hailed as a medical breakthrough, a simple procedure meant to cut away excessive emotion. At Trans-Allegheny, many patients underwent the operation without family consent. Some didn't even know what was about to happen. Imagine lying on an operating table, blinding lights above you. A doctor standing silently with a thin metal instrument, something resembling an ice pick. Within minutes, your emotions were gone. Survivors were described as calm, but that calmness was hollow. No anger, no joy, no sadness. They lived, but they were no longer themselves. Some patients were eventually released, officially declared cured, but their families told a different story. A mother recognized her child's face, but not their soul. A husband sat motionless for hours, staring at walls he no longer understood. Their bodies came home, but something or someone was left behind in that asylum. Today, Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum stands abandoned, yet visitors and night guards report disturbing phenomena. Footsteps echo through empty hallways, chairs scrape across unseen floors. Whispers call out names as if someone is trying desperately to remember who they once were. Some believe these are ghosts. Others believe something far worse, that what remains are fragments of consciousness. Human minds stripped of identity, never allowed to die, trapped forever within stone walls. Not all asylum records are public. Patient files vanished. Names without discharge. Dates. Lives with no endings. And one terrifying question remains. If a person's identity is erased, are they still human, or do they become something else entirely? Did you know that some people were officially declared cured, even though only their bodies survived? At Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum, the walls don't just hold history, they hold memories, pain, and the endless silence of those who lost themselves. So if one night you hear a whisper in an empty hallway, it may not be a ghost asking for help. It may be someone still trying to remember who they used to be.